Alright. By the way, I think we get to see Nightscape, finally. I'm very excited. Legitimately a good map. I hope that these guys... In theory, these guys should have really good games with each other. NightPhoenix is ready. He said he wanted Mixu. Well, I always love seeing Mixu, and I love giving Mixu opportunities to win some prize money. So let's do it. Let these two guys be the heroes once, even though Gummio Trigger obviously on paper was the main event. But let's put the limelight on these two. Why not? Mixu is ready. NightPhoenix, feel free to go. Game 1 will be Whispers of Gold, but I think the second map is Hellscape. That's the one map that, actually one of the two maps that we haven't seen tonight. Do they have the other ones? No, only... Or Hell Space, they say. Mixu is feeling very optimistic. He came to All Things Protoss just to say remove Protoss. Yeah, CVV is hard right now. It is very hard. It's hard for Saro, it's hard for Rainer, and it's very hard for everybody else. Mixu is a damn good video gamer if he's feeling it. Let's do it. One last time today, guys. Another 9-hour day in the books.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
For the last time today, we're gonna start a best of 5 in the top left side of Whispers of Gold. We are looking at the main base of the man who has been playing a lot of Starcraft lately. He is motivated, but he's also struggling a little because the Zergis, they have it tough. It is the tiny Finnish phenom, Mixu. No, that's just a really good win for Trigger. I mean, Trigger is legit damn good, Rando. Like, Trigger got really good ever since he went to Korea. He's been motivated, he's playing a lot, not just StarCraft, but he obviously played a lot of Battle Aces. But that's still just a really impressive win. Not expected, it's just a really impressive win. Not impossible either, right? But the bottom right side of Whispers of Gold, we are looking at the main base of the Ukrainian Protoss. He too took a long break of StarCraft for a while. He really believed in Stormgate and he wanted to be the GOAT, but obviously we all know how that has gone so far. So he came back and he's playing a lot, and he said he was ready. He's always ready. He's the original I ready BBB. That's what the meme started. This is the Ukrainian Protoss, NightPhoenix. Might be the very first time that he plays in the main event. Mixu, I think, has played one main event before when we had a special week and I tried to give him some love. But I think for NightPhoenix it is the very first time. The winner of this best of 5 gets 150 bucks. The loser will still get 50. So it's obviously a great series for them to play. These guys, they play so much StarCraft. Most of the time it's for nothing. Now they'll definitely get 50 out of it. But hey, if it's just 3 map wins to 150, obviously you want to win. NightPhoenix did indeed do some casting with me as well recently in the Winter Festival of Patches. He was having a good time, I think. He was giggling a lot. Hello, Statfast. Thank you, matey, for the 25 months. Hope all is good. Once this series is over, guys, I'm gonna keep it very short because I do have a birthday party to attend. I hope there is still a party to attend by the time I'm there, but I have to get out my sweatpants as well. Whenever I'm in my casting mood or my gaming mood, it's always sweatpants, but if I show up at my brother's house in sweatpants, I'll never hear the end of it, so I'll have to change. I'll still be rocking this Basilisk shirt though. What's anybody gonna say? It looks good on me. Not changing my shirt. But we'll freshen up a little bit. At least put on some real pants. It is a Stargate first for NightPhoenix. We have seen obviously a ridiculous amount of PvZ over the last 2 days. Yesterday a best of 5 and a best of 5 that went to distance. Earlier today a best of 7 that went to distance between Rainer and Zaun. And then one more best of 7. That was a bit more one-sided. And was complemented by some yapping of Rainer. So that one kind of flew by. Oh, pulling the probes for 1 link gets us around, so then it's okay. I don't have any Basilisk spans. I'm sure that will get them one day, but don't quite have them yet. NightPhoenix beat Mixu 3-1 recently, didn't realize. Yeah, I believe he... NightPhoenix said that he beat Mixu I want to say in the lower bracket of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts end of the year Christmas special. That was definitely a bit surprising to me. Because Mixu obviously feels really good and NightPhoenix felt like he was still on his way back. Apparently that win gave him so much confidence that he wanted more. Double Oracle into a pretty damn quick Twilight Council. Mixu's gonna hit us with a relatively quick plus evolution chamber. Could be +1 melee. But if we're going up against Zealots with charge, or we're going up against the Resonating Glaive of Depth, I don't know if this is a +1 melee game. I don't know if this might just be Blink though, right? Is this just like Oracles into Blink? Yeah. Then +1 melee is not a bad choice. Oracles floating around, dropping a revelation, just going for Cryptomus. Something we didn't see too often in the past, but becoming more of a mainstay in early game PvZ. Nothing happened really so far. Link snuck into the main base, got killed by probes, and that's about it. So far these Oracles not finding a lot. If you're Mixu, obviously losing creep is annoying, but you'd rather lose creep than drones. I'm wondering if NightPhoenix has any ambition to transition out of this, or if we're just going to be mega aggressive with Blinky Boys, no forge, maybe even get a pylon and a gateway somewhere here. Did we bring a probe? Yes, we did. Good scout here by Mixu. A single Zergling from Mixu sees the Stalkers leave, but also sees the probe heading out. So at this point, I think you immediately know what is up. 67 drones is a lot. Oh, these blink timings, they hit so quick, eh? Mixu does not quite want to give up on his hatchery yet. There is a stasis trap here. Good job by Mixu, activating it with 2 Zerglings. Mixu is supply block though, guys. Only 1 Overlord on the way. Maybe that's why he really wants this hatchery to finish up. More stasis trappies going up in the back. He even drops a Baneling Nest. I think it's a good situation for Mixu. I would kind of agree, but I also want to see first how the fights play out. Because one big stasis trap could change everything. That is not that big stasis trap. One more is going off. Mixu is doing a 10 out of 10 job in activating all these stasis traps on the edge of creep. And that is very, very important. Because otherwise it'd be so much more difficult. And now NightPhoenix has not a single stasis trap to rely on. Drops a few more, but they all get activated almost immediately by small numbers of Zerg units. So this is pretty good on the side of Mixu, who is floating some money now. Goes out very far. One final stasis trappy here. Traps a couple links. NightPhoenix feels that he can take this fight. Activates Pulsar Beam. It's a close scrap. In the end it will go in favor of the Protoss. Mixu does have his hands on +1 meddling now. NightPhoenix is very committed, guys. No forge, no robo baits. Well, now he drops the forge, but the bare minimum wants to get this hatch. Does not quite get it yet. We'll get it in the end with the final few Stalker shots. Well, oh, a couple of links, by the way, were working on this pylon all along. And that means there are no more warpings available for NightPhoenix, who is going to try to micro his way out of this with +1 link slap. If the Stalkers have no upgrades at all, +1 links are gnarly. So in the end, NightPhoenix gets the hatchery, but Mixu gets a silly amount of those Stalkers. There's 18 Stalkers going down for a hatchery, 8 roaches and 97 Zerglings. I mean, NightPhoenix does not quite want to give up on this gateway yet. I don't know if he's planning on repowering it. Mixu does have a 8 links with +1 melee, by the way. If they get dropped into the natural, into the main base, this could hurt. We're gonna follow the first person view of NightPhoenix, guys, for a little bit. For 20 seconds, wow, very good mini-map awareness. Sees it almost immediately, well done. That's good. I was worried that he would see this late when all the links are unloaded, when all the links are already attacking his probes. That was very quick, well done. A Ukrainian Protoss is sharp. Trying to go up to 4 bases. Mixu sitting on 1k minerals. Not quite, I want to say hard stock on lair tech. As he does obviously have this hatch, but he hasn't built drones in a while. He hasn't dropped an infestation pit. Kinda feels that Mixu wants to end this game. At this point, I don't think he quite has the supply to do that, but he does have the upgrades. +1 missile attacks, +1 melee. Another link drop is gonna go into the natural. Will NightPhoenix react as quickly to this one? Oh, there's a link drop in the main base as well, and he has seen that. This is great play by Mixu. The supplies right now are not what you want them to be as a Zerg, but with links in the natural and links in the main, maybe we can make something happen. NightPhoenix's defense is really good so far. It's excellent. It's impressive. Very, very impressive what NightPhoenix is doing here. And he's up to 83 probes. Wow. Double Forge, Storm on the way. What also makes me happy is that this is like a different NightPhoenix from the past in PvZ. He used to be a little bit, I almost want to say boring in this matchup. But it would always be a 2-3 base all in, nothing else. Now it's pressure and he is transitioning. Mixu does finally find good work damage. NightPhoenix a little bit higher, minerals low on gas. I still think with the oracles, if he uses energy recharge, he should be fine here. Mixu continues to drop, and it's not Zerglings this time, it's Banelings. No! No! Okay. Well, oh my god, he got so many. Sweet baby jeez, he obviously got a whole bunch here, and he gets a whole bunch in the natural too. NightPhoenix has lost 31 probes, but he still has 64 workers left. This is already a bit of a banger of a game. I am enjoying this one. I want to say I still like it for NightPhoenix, but he also needs to be careful. Mixu is doing a good job in pumping out as many Zerg swarmy units as possible of this lair tech. Normally this shouldn't go the Zerg's way, but if games get very scrappy, sometimes one set of links can make the difference. And NightPhoenix's supply is absolutely plummeting. Bit of a crazy forward link if you ask me, because there are roaches on the ramp, there are queens on that ramp helping out. Oh, it's close, man. What a war. An absolute war between these two. These are the wars that Dana White is hoping for tomorrow night at UFC 311. Apparently he lost his main event. Thank the Lord I didn't. Another stasis trap went down. 4 more links are stuck. The queens are helping out. Can Mixu still do it? What a close game. What a mega close game. I think it's just barely good enough for Mixu. Somehow, some way, it is barely good enough for the man who's feels like he's been committed. He's been all in for the last 3-4 minutes. It is good enough. Damn. Mixu somehow takes the 1-0 lead, despite the fact that he was going up against a 4-base Protoss that was up 20 workers at one point. Had 10 gates, had double forge. Really fun first game. Man, I feel sweaty looking at that game. I can't imagine how I'd feel if I was Mixu, but that was a sweaty one, guys. Hello, Kipster. Cheering for your fellow finish. Yeah, at one point, maybe like 2 extra, just cannons and batteries, right? I think static defense of the Protoss is so good against Lairtech Zerg. Something, just trying to get it done forever with Stalkers is so difficult. Cannons and batteries are god tier against Lairtech Zerg. And another like Mixu had the economy to make 30 banelings and blow up all the cannons or batteries. But fun fight. Really fun fight. And for the first time tonight we get Hellscape. They call it Hellspace in the videos. It's not called Hellspace, guys. This is a map that I saw in the Patches Winter Festival. And our Italian Alex had a couple of turbo bangers on this map. And that made me a fan immediately. And I said I like it. Let's put it into the Big Brain Bouts.
Round 2, fight!
Here we go. Bottom left side, the Finnish Zerg has taken the 1-0 lead, but it costed him an arm and a leg. Does he have enough left over to win the rest of 5? Let's find out. It's Mixu. And in the top right side, our Ukrainian Protoss, the creator of the I Ready BVB spam in my Discord. This is NightPhoenix. Has paid off in the end. Look at him now. Maybe it is a day of the Zergies in the end, guys. Yesterday the Protosses won the big best of 5s in the Masters Coliseum. Today The Zergs won in series that they were favored. Maybe Rainer's down is very close on paper, but I'd still say that most people would have favored Rainer. So did I. Rainer won, Zero won, and now it is Mixu taking the 1-0 lead in the main event. You have no idea how I can stream for so long? Neither do I, mate. But in the eyes of some, it will never be good enough. It's never enough hours, it's never enough games. It's never enough casting, never enough passion. I'll be somewhat happy once January is over. Even though I've had a really good time this month. And you know, I'm feeling the hype, feeling the passion for Starcraft, but obviously at one point you're kind of pushing your own boundaries a little. And your own limits. And I do feel like I'm starting to get a bit mentally tired of all of it. For now, I'm still having a great time and I'm really excited for the weekend. Can't wait to see the boys go at it tomorrow. Like Max Packs Heroes is always hype, especially when it's such a big series deep into a tournament. Rainer Zero, it's the first Rainer Zero in forever. How can I not be excited, right? But it will also be nice to soon have a couple days off. I know Karn, Diablos. But also, you know, doing something for like a couple days in a row is crazy, or I do a couple, but you know, the numbers are all out there. You can take a look at the streaming history of my channel. And when other people looked at it, they were convinced that I ran like reruns or would record stuff. It's like, no, literally, like every stream has always been live. I've always been here. Nothing has ever been a video that ran for 10 hours. No AFK, no sleeping on stream. It's always been live. And doing it for a month is one thing, or a year or 2 years. 12 years is a long time. Thank you, Kraken, for the 12 months, matey. I appreciate it. Twitch tracker is out there. You can take a look at it. Yeah, these maps are really cool. I saw this map, as I said, in the Winter Festival, and I just liked it. I thought it was cool. It gave us some really good games. I just kind of like everything about it. I like the feel, I like the look, I like the base layouts. This seems like a cool map. Has a bit of that like old school StarCraft map vibe, but still functions well, I think, on this meta, in this version of StarCraft. Little revelation goes down. First Cryptoma gets picked off. NightPhoenix was pretty cautious with his oracles last game. It was all about keeping them alive, making sure he could drop all the stasis trap. Whoa! Well, Rainer was talking about this earlier today. He said that he kind of thinks it's silly the Protosses completely gave up on a lot of the other threats that are mega viable. And he non-ironically mentioned the Phoenix. Well, we're gonna see the Phoenix. I heard that I saw a clip of Dana White saying that Armon had a serious back injury and because of that he couldn't fight. But now it's Money Mercado, who's also very cool. So I'm still hyped for the UFC this weekend. It's gonna be good. Since Mixu is spamming a lot of links with +1 melee, in theory that is very good against double Stargate Phoenix, but obviously, oh, don't lose that Oracle, by the way. NightPhoenix can really not afford to lose that Oracle. Somehow it live at 2 HP. You know, losing an Oracle, guys, while trying to be a 3-base Protoss playing double Stargate Phoenix would be a nightmare. Mega important to keep this thing alive. I don't know, SSBM, yeah. I don't know, mate, maybe. I mean, you wouldn't tell me that Dana White would tell a lie, though, right? Uncle Dana? Would he ever not tell the truth in a press conference or a Instagram video? Can't imagine that. Dana has been historically so accurate and honest. Mixu is making more links. This +1 melee is gonna finish up. Is now going to obviously see all these Phoenixes. Phoenix into Blink is such a weird combo, eh? All these years, guys, of me playing Phoenix, I've never loved this. And it's of course because it's very difficult to pull off, because for Phoenixes to shine you need to spellcast, and for Stalkers to shine you also need to spellcast. Mixu is gonna give chat what they want. Chat was asking for a Nidus, well, you're gonna see a Nidus. Lings are a serious problem here, and that's why it's so important to keep these oracles alive. Maybe it works out for NightPhoenix. I just think it makes so much more sense to follow Phoenixes up with Zealots and charge and +1 and take the game from there. Phoenix into Blink is so to me, but hey, if NightPhoenix makes it work, and so far it's looking like it's a pretty good game by him. Against the Roaches, the Stalkers will obviously do a lot better. Will the Lynx take this fight? We are a little bit away from the battery, but the oracles are always here. A couple of the units die. Where is Mixu going to Nidus though? The Nidus is up. Doing what? Where? Here? Okay. Ooh. Oh well. Hey, if he pulls that off. If he pulls that off, that is about as close as we'll ever be. Finding a Ravager here is big. NightPhoenix is about to get a heads up that there is a Nidus. Oh my god. There's no battery here, no cannon, a single pilot. Yeah, good luck, have fun, mate. NightPhoenix holds this. He is a little Ukrainian monster. I like the Oracle positioning, that is good. Phoenix is gonna show up, he's gonna lift some queens, lifting all the queens. Cancels one of the lifts to save the Phoenix. So far, so good on the side of NightPhoenix. Very impressive stuff. Don't lose those Oracles, mate. There's a Spore Crawler here as well. And NightPhoenix is cooking this so far. What the hell? NightPhoenix is absolutely cooking this. Making it look easy. Just looked like it was going to be hell for the Protoss. Instead, the Phoenixes and the Stalkers work better than ever before. What a hold. He laughed at it. Wow. Mate, that's so clean. That is so clean. Mixing on a little bit. I would pull the probes here, by the way. For a split second, I would absolutely fight with the probes. Because when you pull the probes to fight, all the links get stuck. And since you have a battery here and the Stalkers are nearby, I would have loved to fight there for a split second with the probes. That Spore. Yeah, I don't know. That Spore arrived a little late to the party, guys. It's right. It had dreams and ambitions. Accurate stuff says Mixu would say that this is hell for the Zerg. Yeah, this absolutely is hell for the Zerg. But not that hell of Cham against Disc from a long time ago in the NA regionals, no. This is hell for the Zerg on a completely different level. This is the actual hell for the Zerg. Because now you don't have proper anti-air, you're going to lose more drones, you lost the hatchery, you're going to lose overlords. Phoenixes are going to be annoying, Stalkers with +2 and Blink are going to be a mega big problem. Current gateway count is 7, I think we had 8 but we lost this one. Now it's 9 gate, going into double robo as well. Honestly, I kind of wanted the same. I think what Mixu should have done is kill this adept and immediately click all your links into the natural, and there are a couple of links into the main base. The last thing you want to do is fight the entire army straight up here, but even then I didn't think it would ever go as bad as how it went. NightPhoenix just held that perfectly. Absolutely perfect defense by the man from Ukraine, who is trailing 0-1. Mixu's units go through a bit of a meat grinder. Lynx do get on top of the Nexus in the top side, but does not want to commit to the kill. Thinks about turning around, but that's obviously not an army he can fight. A 52 army supply lead for the Protoss. It's hell, guys. The hell that we often talk about. The hell that people don't really talk about in public. You don't want to summon it, but this right here is it. NightPhoenix casually gets a kill on the hatchery. That obviously should have been a cancel, but I think Mixu's kind of done with this game. Gonna give it one last shot, but Everywhere he goes, there is an answer. We have batteries, we have Zelos. GG. As he cannot keep that monstrous Protoss army at bay. We've got a series. As we're all tied up after 2. Fun stuff. Mixu versus NightPhoenix. I like it. Good series so far. What an impressive hold, man. This man made Phoenix and Stalkers look better than ever before. It's really not supposed to be that good, but he blinked the Stalkers. He even cancelled some lifts against the corrosive balls. The Oracle movement was excellent. Kept them alive for a long time. Could Mixu have done things better? Absolutely. I do think that he should have just corrosive balled at a depth, let the links run through, create a problem in the natural, create a problem in the main, and then obviously your attention mostly goes towards the fight at the third, or between the natural and the third. So Mixu could have done stuff better. I don't think NightPhoenix could have done a whole lot better, because he held that about as good as he could. Shout out to Mr. Dingleberry for the 20 months. As NightPhoenix says, he needs a minute. Oh, they're gonna start. Okay. I'll be ready in like 10 seconds, guys. Game 3, main event, ley lines coming up. Sorry about my mouse. These things happen. Does Roddy know what that username means? If you're talking about Mr. Dingleberry, no. I've got no idea. Is it good, bad, naughty, cheeky? I don't know what it means.
Round 3.
Fight!
Nice view. I'm glad you enjoyed. Very cheeky. I mean, if it's approved by Twitch, and I can't put anything somewhat cheeky, funny, naughty in my Twitch titles, it can't be that bad. Or does Twitch just not know about it? It's gross? Okay, well, I apologize, but I do appreciate 20 months. 20 months of support is awesome. If it's that bad, then change your username. Don't Google. I don't Google most of the things that you guys talk about. Don't worry, guys. I very rarely do that. Alrighty, here we go. Ley lines, top right side. It is Mixu from Finland. Bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of our Ukrainian Protoss. That is NightPhoenix. It isn't that bad, honestly. It doesn't matter, guys. Let's move on. If it's bad or weird or gross, I don't want to talk about it. The man subbed for 20 months. That is very nice. I appreciate that. Deserves a shout out. I'm not aware of all the memes or weird stuff on the internet. Huh. I did Google. Whose username was that again, Bully? Who was that? Oh, that was that F2 click or? Yeah, we did Google that. I mean, that wasn't too bad. Honestly, I kind of liked it. That wasn't the only time I've Googled it in the last few days, mate. No. Yeah. Gamers be gamers, guys. It's all good. Mixu has a few links to take care of this temporary block, and he is going to be able to get his third hatchery down where he wants it, somewhat when he wants. And now it's time to keep track of the adepts. I love that NightPhoenix gave us some Phoenix action though, guys. I don't think Mixu's original plan there on Hellscape was to hit him with the Nidus. I think that was more of a reaction to realizing how that game was going and what was happening. I'm impressed by what NightPhoenix has shown me so far. Because in the past, when I saw NightPhoenix play PvZs, as I said, it sometimes was a bit boring, a little bit one-dimensional. It all came down to the same 2.5, 3 base Protoss all-ins. But what he's doing today, I think is very tough to execute. Great Blink Stalker play, great Oracle movement, nice transitions. I'm impressed. That was cute by Mixu, keeping a Zergling on hold position on the very edge of blocking that Nexus. Do you know how bad it is to chrono the first probe directly after start? Is there any good use case? I don't know how bad it is. Honestly, mate, I've played hundreds and thousands of games of Starcraft 2, but in my mind, I do a lot of things that make sense. Sometimes it's exactly what the pros do, sometimes it's a bit different. I think you can find a lot of reasons on why you like certain things, whether it's optimal or not. It often relies on what your follow-up plan is. I wouldn't immediately chrono boost the very first probe, because you're going to be supply blocked. So it just kind of seems to me that it doesn't do a lot for you. Like, you can do it, but then you will not be able to get full advantage of the chrono boost. So obviously in return you get a slightly faster first probe, but honestly, ever since I found out that recalling a scouting probe is better for your economy than chrono boosting out probes, I've kind of considered chrono boost not to be that impactful. If recalling a single probe is better for your economy than chrono boosting out more workers, chrono boost can't be that good. It just feels bad, because I think every Starcraft player, no matter if you're gold or diamond or master or GM or top tier pro, you want the feeling of your build being clean, right? Of every second of chrono boost being useful. But some of it is just not that impactful. It feels mentally bad, it feels like you're messing up, but it's really not that impactful. That's a lot of adepts, by the way. That is a silly amount of adepts. And Mixu is on 62 drones. Mixu has maybe turned on a little bit of that Friday night autopilot, where he's like, alright, you know, I tried to all in you, it didn't work. We go back to playing some macro games, right? Or you're gonna attack me with some Blink Stalkers. No, it's not all of that. This is a lot of adepts. The wall off is good, but eventually is going to get breaking down by those adepts. I'm very worried here for Mixu, guys. This is going to hurt. Now, since Mixu's economy is so freaking large, he could realistically lose 15 drones here and be fine. If he loses 20, he's not fine, but still playable. If he loses more than 20, we're just very unhappy. Oh, I love the cancel on the shader as the drones were stuck in that corner. Maybe Mixu thought he was going to cancel it. I mean, this is great damage on the side of NightPhoenix. He got 15 so far. Mixu obviously did make like their spines and Evo. He made double spine. What is this? Oracles? I wouldn't battle those queens. It's a few too many queens. NightPhoenix has a Void Ray on the production tab. I think this is mostly a anti-pie Void Ray, as I like to call it. Sometimes what we're worried about after making a bunch of adepts is that we then die to the counterattack of a lot of roaches and links. If oracles eventually run out of energy, it's kind of nice to have a Void. He's making a second one. I'm not sure if I like that, because I think that's expensive. There is a time and place for the Void, but I don't think this is quite it. So maybe he's just got a follow-up push in mind with more adepts and Void Rays. I don't know what he's cooking here. Gonna make a third Void Ray or what? Why making a second Void? Perhaps, yeah, we are gonna make a third Void Ray. Mixu obviously is very fond of drop alert play, whether it's links or banelings like we saw in that first game. If NightPhoenix did his homework, he should know that. I don't know if that really justifies making like a bunch of Void Rays. Azura says Void Adept is a cool comp. I'm gonna make a second Stargate and a Forge and a Templar Archives. We're doing all of it. I mean, Void Rays are kind of cool, but they're also expensive. To me, all the funny, cool, unique compositions always die to Roach Hydra. Now, Mixu obviously doesn't have a Hydra list then yet, so we don't quite have to worry about that. And if you get a bunch of Storms, then this could be a big scout, right? Sees another Void Ray, sees the second Stargate. Honestly, I'd go Roach Hydra here. Now, Storm is on the way, and Storm could eventually become a problem, but it takes a little while. Then again, building a Hydralisk Den now and getting the upgrades also takes forever. So. I don't really know what's happening in this game. What I do know is that Mixu is not having a good time. I know Mixu well enough to come to the conclusion that he's not having a good time. The man lost 28 drones and an evolution chamber. A drone that tried to save itself or tried to create the wall off. If you have a Hydralisk, then might just be the best thing to build a bunch of additional drones and try to go hive and get some lurkers. Take it from there. If we make this many void rays, by the way, I may hope that one of the void rays. This is a bit sloppy, right? Like, especially against a man like Mixu. I'd put a void on patrol here, put a void on patrol here. Mixu makes dropaloids in almost every single CVP that you see of him these days. Here come the Banes. It's slow, but they're here. One of them gets a really good connection, but the other ones get nothing. These adapts won't get much done. Somehow, wow, great target fire. Got 2. Honestly, guys, that's 2 more drones than I thought he was going to get there. Carriers on the way now for NightPhoenix. It really hurts me to say, but I'm no longer a big carrier believer. There are just so many Zerg things that are now by definition good against carriers. Infestors with Shroud and a couple Hydras, Hydra Dash, obviously Vipers later on. I'm just not really a carrier believer anymore. And that hurts me so bad, because I was the biggest carrier believer, guys, for like a decade straight. I loved the carrier. I believed in it, I swore by it. I never thought I would see the day where I would utter the words that I think Tempests are a better choice, but... Oh, this is a great little attack by Mixu. As the Banelings get some very sweet connections. Roaches and Lings still get on top of Firelands. Oh, NightPhoenix, mate. You've got money, you've got an army. What's it up to? Few adapts and the top side of the map not doing much. Kinda felt that NightPhoenix came out guns blazing. Started this game off as a lion and turned into a tiny British shorthair. And now he's just meowing on his side of the map. Meanwhile, Mixu is growing up and becoming a proper animal. I wish I did, Azura. Honestly, mate, carriers are just not really it anymore. Obviously, carriers with a big upgrade lead will still slap. But even if they have, like, they always have some infestors now, and they always have energy, right? Ever since they removed patching clans, and Shroud is so freaking good. It's just, yeah, I'm less of a believer these days. We obviously still believe in the Phoenix bike rush. We will always believe in the Phoenix, mate. Phoenix are still goated. And until Vipers are out, I will never stop building Phoenix. The Voids are becoming proper popular again. It's like a mid-game unit. You know, Classic. I still think back of not EWC but Gamers 8 from last year, where Classic had some of the sexiest Void Ray positioning I've ever seen. Because I didn't know it was possible to actually spread your Void Rays. I thought you just have to F2A move them and they clump up, they get fungal, they die. But it turns out, guys, that with Micro you can space out your units and they don't all die to spellcasters. As a Protoss, this was a bit of a new concept to me. Classic showed me the way back then. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? Maybe in the late game, there is space for the Void Ray. 30 minutes into ley lines. We're all tied up in this best of 5. The winner gets 150 bucks. It is obviously all brought to you guys by Basilisk. I don't know who's going to win this. I can see it go 2 ways. Mixu would tell you that this is hell for the Zerg, but honestly, the moment that Mixu fires up his first 3 drones, Mixu thinks it's hell for the Zerg, so don't take that too serious. Right now, the only way to support Basilisk in any way, shape, or form, Bike Rush, is just by letting them... Ooh, what the hell? No cancel on the pilot, no cancel on the Nexus. It's just by letting them know that you appreciate them. If you guys do exclamation mark Basilisk in the chat, you can follow them on Instagram. You can follow, I should say us, obviously, but in this case I can say them. You can follow them on YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitter. There is a Discord. If you use Discord and you want to join the Discord, you can do that. But yeah, that is at the moment the only way to support Basilisk. We don't sell anything. We don't want anything of you. Just appreciation, love, and support for our boys. That's all we want for now. And double up duck lens on the carrier, and eventually the carrier dies. Ooh, the combo, guys, of a Parabomb and Fungals. Unfortunately, the Parabomb was on the Void Ray. That was not quite with the rest. Some massive Dropaloids play happening in the main base. We're gonna get a Fleet Beacon. Expensive building to kill. Mixu has a lot of money. Finding some damage. The army's still flirting with each other. Old school Sky Toss. One hell of a time warp. I don't know what to make of this time warp, guys. It's definitely a time warp, but... Alright, Mixu says, okay, you killed my roaches. That means I've got way more supply to build Corruptus. This is so many carriers. The upgrades, honestly, are not bad. What does Mixu have for anti-air? 10 Corruptus. We do abduct a carrier. He has a Templar Arc, guys. These Corruptors have a hard time killing these carriers, by the way, guys. Oh, that's a lot of spores. This is also, by the way, another reason why I believe less in the carrier these days, Azura. Is like the spores are so goated, man. Honestly, I believe that there is an upgrade that the Balance Council has not told us about, but I think if a spore crawler fires at one interceptor, 8 interceptors die at once. I cannot confirm this, guys, but I have a suspicion. Because every single time that my carriers fight near spores, I'm out of interceptors. And it's unlikely that a single target attack from the spore kills the interceptors that quickly, but did we just miss a revelation, guys? Oh, got it. I love it. You know, all these years ago, I did tell you guys that landing revelations is not as easy as you guys think it is. And NightPhoenix proves that to us. We always talk about nice splits on those Marines, great bailing connections, sick fungal, beautiful parasitic bomb, but we never tell the Protoss awesome job on nailing that revelation. And it ain't easy flying those oracles around. We saw that right here. Missing a revelation happens to the best of us. Mixu's gonna try to pull off a loco maneuver, but to pull off the loco maneuver, we do need a parabomb. And I don't see a parabomb. This only, I want to say, works if you actually have a parasitic bomb in the middle of all these carriers, and he didn't. But he still killed every single Void Ray. We got 18 additional Corruptors on the way. All the Interceptors are about to die to one Spore Crawler. The carrier armies, they just don't really do it anymore. Or maybe they do. Mixu should obviously have some spellcasters. Seems like we lost all our Vipers. Ooh, Broodlords are taking a bit of a beating. Another Viper dies. Now we do have the Loco maneuver, and the interceptor count is 57. It drops to 50. It drops to 43. It drops to 36. One more Void Ray with Prismatic Alignment is trying to do its thing, but only 30 interceptors remain. Corruptus reigns supreme. One Spore Crawler, I believe, just one shot a carrier. I may have missing that, but when we were young and we played GoldenEye on the N64, you had the man with the golden gun where you would one-shot everybody. Quite certain these Spore Crawlers have the golden gun upgrade. Because that carrier just disappeared. Hello, Drogo. Yeah, if it's not quite the Loco maneuver, guys, it's actually, I think, the Maga who started it, but all the big boys started calling it the Loco maneuver. Loco even said, I don't know why they call it the Loco maneuver, but I'll take it. I'll take the credits. And from there on out, it truly became the Loco maneuver. And for the people who don't watch Starcraft all the time, have no idea what it is. If you drop a Parabomb on carriers, carriers will obviously want to attack the Corruptors. So if you move the Corruptors on top of this army, then the Parasitic Bomb is in range of where the Interceptors are attacking the Corruptors. And then all the Interceptors explode and the carriers are useless. The hell for the Zerg is honestly starting to turn into paradise. Now Mixu is not mega rich. This is definitely not a guaranteed victory yet. But I would say that Mixu is almost there. No odd job. Absolutely no odd job. What was the very tall guy? Was it Jaws? Is that his name? Like the shark? Jaws? He was the easiest target in the game. He was so easy to hit. He's so big. And then he had Oddjob who was so tiny. Man, GoldenEye was imbalanced. Why is he rebuilding carriers? Well, often we feel as a Protoss, once we start building carriers, there's no way back. It's like, alright, we've committed to the course. This is it. This is the strategy we went for. I hope we win. Yeah, I don't believe in it. What surprises me the most, guys, is that NightPhoenix looked so good with all the... Like, game 1, he did not lose because he wasn't good enough or he didn't pull enough. With 1 or 2 different decisions towards the end, he would have absolutely won Whispers of Gold, and game 2 was mega sexy. And now we're going back to what I like to call Roddy style. And you know, I might be able to get my little victory on the ladder with it, but I'm not playing against Mixu all the time. This kind of stuff is a little bit low test, as the Zergs would say. You just sit here with your entire army and yeah, you warp in a couple zealots, you click the other side of the map, but NightPhoenix already showed us in this best of 5 that he's capable of so much more. And to now see him end up on this carrier army, well, he does have +3 attack, but the Corruptors already have +2 carapace, so good luck, have fun. Lost arrows just weak. Well, Tempests are mighty strong, mate, as long as they're protected by some static defenses, by some storms. Yeah. The days of sitting at home and spamming a bunch. Oh, Mixu! Mixu, what is that? Ay, caramba. Well, that's, I don't know what kind of a maneuver that is, guys, but definitely not the Loco maneuver. That would never happen to Loco. That is the content maneuver. That is the, wow, Roddy, look at this, what a banger. I should play in the Big Brain Bouts every week, like Cham maneuver. Statfast maneuver. Yeah. No, I would never call it the Statfast maneuver, man. I wouldn't do you dirty. Archon. Yes, no. Life sucks if you're... Hey, Oddjob. Archons are legitimately the StarCraft 2 version of Oddjob in GoldenEye. Tiny arms. Mixu, oh, excuse me, NightPhoenix did manage to warp in a bunch of zealots to deal with this for now. Mixu is still maxed out. In his mind, he is living in the hell of the Zerg. I'm sure he's thinking about it. He's like, I'm already talking about me calling this hell again. But this is hell, he doesn't know. It's like, actually, you're kind of cooking, Mixu. I understand the fear when you only have like 900 gas in the bank. Like, yeah, you can lose, you can throw. But Mixu is absolutely dominating. Throw co maneuver. Honestly, I haven't seen Loco play StarCraft in a while. He's still streaming, and obviously he's always casting and always uploading videos, but when it comes to the Loco ladder session, it's been a hot minute. I've seen him play Supermarket Simulator and Black Myth Wukong. That game looks sick, by the way. Ooh, nice job, by the way, killing that first low HP Overlord. This one carrier is single-handedly killing 40 supply. Are we re-entering the Zerg hell? This game now became a bit silly. This was a banging best of 5 up to like 7 minutes ago. Tiny abduct lands on the carrier. Carrier gets one-shotted. I love how NightPhoenix is hitting us with the 24-minute blink transition. He's got 0-0, guys, for the ground. Honestly, I'm feeling this blink transition. 24 minutes in, we don't have a lot of income. We've got 0-0 for gateway units. NightPhoenix like a couple Stalkers, baby. Against +3 melee Zerglings with Adreno Glens. It's gonna help with these 4 Stalkers. If I was a Stalker, I'd go on strike. I'd be like, I don't want any of this. Save it for your mama. But I'm not participating in these activities. Honestly, I think Mixu is cooking. Fionn says he's worried. I'm really not that worried for Mixu. NightPhoenix has just been pretty damn broke for a while. He's about to lose another base. For a second there, I thought Vicky was coming home, and that would have really scared me, because it means that the party is over before I even made it. And I do start getting a little bit sad about always missing everything in real life. I mean, he's a one-base Protoss, mate. That's why he's 4. NightPhoenix has also lost 4,000 resources more in this game than NightPhoenix. Obviously not that standard for a Protoss to lose a whole bunch more. The 0-0 Stalkers blink underneath the Broodlords. There's now the Infestors show up as well with Neural Parasite, 1 Neural, 2 Neurals. We very rarely host parties, Hotpot. I never liked the idea of cleaning stuff. Also, hosting any sort of a party when you've got your entire streaming setup in your living room is a little bit nerve-wracking. Like, I host mini parties, you know, like come over for drinks, snacks, and watch the UFC or watch football. But then nobody comes. It's very sad. But not like a big all-out party, like, woo. Drunk people for everybody, not that kind of stuff. Sham cooked hard, you thermal. Honestly, Milky Cow had a little bit of that Dutch courage, you know. He had a lot of confidence, but he was not quite able to back it up yet. Yeah, these Stalkers are just really sad, guys, because we have no upgrades. You don't often see the 25-minute Blink Stalker transition. These storms, though, are massive. Couple of sick Neurals landing on the Archons. High Templars are getting picked off one by one. I saw it, Penny. I'm excited for UFC anyway. Ooh, nice Fungal. Fungal's all 4 observers. Do we have enough anti-air, guys? We've got 28 Corruptors to deal with 4 carriers and 3 Tempests. Honestly, I think we can A-move. Mixu is truly the perfect example of a Zerg that's been hurt by Protoss. Like, in Mixu's mind, this game is hell. This is a banger. This is a nail-biter. And it's like, you know, to all of us, he's kind of cooking. Sure, there's a couple Protoss units, but we've got 3 links with Adreno against 1-0 Stalkers. I know he has 39 drones. He's got 146 army supply, mate. And we've got +3 armor Corruptors. Honestly, Mixu could send it right now. Loco maneuver, no loco maneuver. Mixu can make all the units he wants, spend that piggy bank, max out on links, A-click, and he's gonna wipe the floor with his army. Skillet says Protoss is winning. I don't know if you're serious right now, Nikita. Are you trolling? I don't see how NightPhoenix wins this. Obviously getting his hands on this base very good, but Mixu could easily send 20 Zerglings in this base. HT is left behind. 3 Templar. Guys, like Mixu has 3.5k minerals. He's got 44 links. They're kind of chilling. I'd love to see a couple links get on top of this base. The Corruptor count is at 25. He donated full energy, High Templars. So is that the tipping point, guys, where he's no longer winning? Was he winning before those 3 High Templars? But now after those 3 High Templars, he's no longer winning? Yeah, now he's dead? Okay. Alright. So guys, I was wrong, but now I happen to be right because 3 High Templars died. We've got the 1-0 Zealots fighting Infestors and +3 attack Lurkers. It is a close battle. It is a hard-fought battle. It's about the equivalent of Roddy stepping into the UFC and fighting John Jones. I came in, I was ready to entertain the masses, but in the end I just did not quite cut it. Few more zealots. Roddy comes back for round 2. I said I heard no ring. I heard no bell. Well, look at me, guys. I'm swinging. But these Protoss units are just weak. Last killer says the 5 zealots dying is huge. Alright, mate. Honestly, I'm being trolled by Nikita over here, guys. Hacker is stopped with the serious analysis, saying the problem is for Mixu that he's not active on the map and has less economy. I do agree that Mixu could have probably used any of the 3,000 minerals he's been sitting on for a while to make a couple of these cracked links and attack this base. There's one battery. And like warpins will not do anything for you here because your warping units are going to be really weak. You have 24 Corruptors to deal with a couple Tempests, the Mothership carriers. Broodlords are in range. Mixu is gonna completely destroy this main base, and there is not a damn. Oh my! These poor Stalkers, guys. Yeah, and thank the Lord that we're gonna recall something, because these Stalkers were not going to cut it. There was an Overseer in the mix, mate, and we don't have a Dark Shrine either. Can't warp in DTs without a Dark Shrine. Seems like the Corruptors went for the army. Mixu really is living in the hell of Protoss. Oh man, ZVP is just a nightmare. Is what the Zerg with 194 supply says with 3,000 minerals in the bank. So guys, there's just like nothing I can do. As 4 Lings wipe the floor with 12 Stalkers with the upgrades that we're looking at. Mix is splitting in overtime. A 31-minute game. I've got a birthday party to attend. I like our NightPhoenix, by the way, guys. After 31 minutes, we had the 24-minute Stalker transition, but then he was like, nah. Actually, it's about air. So now I'm going to upgrade air armor. By the way, Mixu his links, find the base. Could this have been done 7 minutes ago? Yes. But we're going for it. Links clicking on the Nexus. Links are going to kill the Nexus. Despite the fact there are 17 zealots here. We have a couple of cannons finishing up. The cannons die too. Stalkers blink forward. And with cloaking of the mothership, they will die. This is a bit of a silly game. Oh, we're back for more drops. There's no recall available. Yeah. Honestly, guys, if Lambo and Mixu were in the chat watching this game and the Protoss steps out soon, they're like, the Protoss had it, by the way. Honestly, bit of an early GG. With those 200 minerals, imagine what a 2 Zealot run-by could do in the bottom right side. And then Raynor hops in the chat and he backs them up. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like the Protoss from this position. You know the boys would look at this and be like, honestly, Protoss is cooking. Oh, these guys. Sarah's not much of a meme, but Sarah might even chip in and be like, ooh, this is hell for the Zerg. I've been here before. It's not easy to close this one out. I'm like, I don't know, guys. In my eyes, it looks pretty good for the Zerg, but... Ay, ay, ay. Might be difficult. Mixu, finish him! I can't do it anymore. All these memes about this being hell for the Zerg. Like, Mixu creates his own hell. Alright, the Overseers are going for it. The Corruptors, the Spread Carriers are doing their thing. We are disengaging. We're going back to the Spores. Protoss lost the main, lost the natural, lost the third, lost the fourth, lost the fifth. But the hell will continue. Mix is like, man, these carriers got hands. At this point, even NightPhoenix had enough of it. It's like, yeah, I don't believe in it anymore. And Raynor sneaks in with a steel chair and says, honestly, Protoss left early. 1300 minerals, guys. Imagine 13 zealots right now. Man, crazy moment to leave. Raynor says, resume it from replay. Let me play as the toss. I'll close it out. Idra GG, anybody? Uh, no, Diablos. Oh my god. You're not actually gonna. No. No. You're not serious. I know that you're an RTS expert. I know you've been watching this stuff for 20 years. You're not serious. In no universe is this game close. It wasn't close. No. Please don't do that to me, mate. Oh my. Honestly, guys, Mixu just made me live through the hell that he often talks about. The meme is, this is hell for the Zerg. I'm starting to see what this hell is made out of. This hell is like the equivalent of living somewhere in like Palm Beach, Miami, Tampa Bay, Orlando, I don't know. And you walk outside of your multi-million-dollar mansion. You see a pool. You're like, I could dive into it, but I won't. You're like, I have to drive. Not to work because we don't work, but I have to drive to a theme park. And which car do I take? You know, you look at that Porsche 911 GTS2. It's like, oh, that's sexy. But then you look at the Lambo. You look at the Range Rover. You look at the Ferrari. And like, man, this life is hell. Like, so many great options, and I can only choose one. What do I drive today? Actual hell. I just... These decisions are too much. Can't figure it out. Don't know where to go. Hell. Game 4.
Round 4. Fight.
Did Indy show up? Now, Indy is going to a Polish land this weekend. The Polish nerds are having a little event somewhere, and that's why Spirit couldn't play today. Gerald could not play, and Indy is not here to cast the games. Normally, Indy is always here, though. You have TKL who just shows up and it's Clam or Cero, but Indy, honestly, nothing but love and dedication. That man is so passionate. Indy is always here. Alrighty, bottom left side, guys, of Ultra Love. We are looking at the main base of the Finnish Phenom. He's up 2-1, but what a series this is. What a night, what a day of Starcraft. We've been live for now almost 10 hours, so I'm losing it a little. This is Mixu. In the top right side of Ultra Love, the man who played such a fun and entertaining start in Game 1, and it looked really good. Even if it didn't quite go his way, he was so close to the finish line of just getting a really impressive straight-up victory. Game 2, phenomenal hold with the Phoenix and the Stalkers. Game 3, I just kind of felt we fell back into some of our old habits. We just sat at home, we built a lot of carriers, didn't really go our way. Well, the start was promising. Those adepts had potential, did damage. Could have been different, but I guess he'll say goodbye to that style for this series. This is NightPhoenix. Tempest would have probably done a lot better than Carriers, at least in the beginning, to get us set up for a mid-game. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, a bit of an odd game, that one, guys. And did he leave early or not? We'll settle it on a different day. Now, I'm obviously joking. I'm not actually comparing it. Like, the max spec scenario was indeed very different. And was close. There was some potential there. But the Zergs, they do get a little carried away. Because they can look at a previous game like that one and be like, honestly, this is tough. This is hell. That was not it. Yeah, the max spec Zero game on ley lines, yeah, you know, that leaves some room for debate. And there's a lot of potential there. But this previous PvZ was not it. Alright. Yeah, no, that was very different Steadfast. I'm just saying this, guys, for explanation. Because whenever I'm having some fun, right, and we're having some jokes, there's always somebody who is like, you know, and he spoke about that other scenario like it was the exact same, but it wasn't, Roddy. And I was like, yes, I know, guys. Like, I know it wasn't the same. It was very different. We're memeing a little bit. Those Zergies, though, they do have their agenda, guys. They push it a little. It's just for clarification. I do not think the scenarios were comparable. Alright. Couple links nibbling on an adept. Oracle is here to push the adepts away. Once more, it is a double Oracle start for NightPhoenix. But the real question is, what is the follow-up? Every time you see a Zerg player, you feel bad for them. Me too, mate. You know what makes me feel the worst is when I open esports earnings. And you take a look at the most accomplished Starcraft 2 players of all time. Those poor Zergies. Honestly, they've been living off food stamps for so long. They haven't been able to cut it in our scene. I don't think it's fair, man. These Protoss players and all their wealth. These rich Terrans out there, but the poor Zergies. They have it rough. NightPhoenix is going back to the second Stargate. 4 adapts, double Oracle is good enough to force a cancel on the bottom base. Mixu once more with +1 melee Zerglings earlier in this series. When it was double Stargate and it was Phoenix. Mixu hit us with the Nidus. That Nidus looked like it had a lot of potential. He also had a Roach one though, and against Phoenix you don't really want to have Roaches. However, Link Bane Queen is excellent against Phoenix. Let's check earnings by race since June 2024. Honestly, mate, Zerg is probably still above Protoss. I think Terran would lead that. Yeah, but I mean, then it's all about like who took second place. You know, Sarah took second place at EWC. That's a lot of money. Reina finished like 5th or 6th. That's still decent. Dark made it in the top 4. Oh, actually, I'm certain. I'm actually certain that since June, Zerg has won more prize money than Protoss. I know MaxPax has won 384 weeklies, but you know, getting 80k for top 4 at EWC or getting 160k for second. That's a lot of weeklies. Now, right now, Protoss is quite powerful. We all know that. There's no news yet about EWC, but every day we got a little bit closer to figuring it out. Mixu is trying to figure out how he wants to hurt NightPhoenix this game. He's got a lot of links. We have a Baneling Nest. Hydraless Den and Infestation Pit is the choice for now as he takes a few more gases. Obviously, it is 150 buckies for a single best of 5 here, as those Zergs just want to get further and further ahead in those esports earnings over the Protoss nerds. And if you play a lot of Phoenix, guys, obviously it's nice to kill some Overlords, but what you really want to see is Roaches. You don't want to see as many Roaches that it becomes scary. You want to see enough Roaches that it hurts the Zerg economy, but it didn't hurt you. Unfortunately for NightPhoenix, he didn't see any Roaches. Loses a Phoenix. Spore Crawlers deal crazy damage. You're just sitting here in the Mothership Revert lobby. Yeah, you know, StatFest, people have been yapping about you on my channel a little bit. They've been saying that StatFest said that Protoss versus Zerg is Omega Protoss favorite. I have a hard time believing that. Are those exact words that you spoke? Because I don't believe it. Ooh, we actually missed out on 3 Stalkers here, guys. That's honestly relatively expensive. Like, yeah, you get a hatchery, that's cute enough, but losing 3 Stalkers, it's about as expensive. I mean, if that's his take, the man is allowed to have a take. I would just be very surprised if that is actually what StatFest said. Oh, that's how you feel? Omega? Damn. Alright, StatFest, guys. No, NightPhoenix! Don't pull a Roddy with your Phoenix. Now he starts lifting, but it's a little bit late, mate. If the Hydras are already underneath your Phoenix like that. Maybe that last game drained NightPhoenix even more than it drained me and Mixu. Okay, but 60-40 is not Omega. You just mean that you think Protoss is good. Like, what my chat made it seem is that You basically said that unless you're Cero, you can't win. And it doesn't matter whatever the hell you do as a Protoss. Anybody can beat Zerg now. 64. No. Omega is like 85-15. Where you basically have to fall asleep behind the wheel. A couple of links get in. The sentry is not quite there to drop a force field. The links is sneak in, start working. Link Bane is such a nightmare to deal with. NightPhoenix storms, but he kind of steps into his own storm. Thank the Lord, Protoss units have a lot of HP. And it's a lot, right, Steadfast? How much is it, mate? Okay. I mean, everybody's allowed to have their own takes. I think those Zorgies have been getting to you a little bit, Steadfast. They've been trying to influence you, mate. Omega. I mean, these win rates mean nothing. Well, what really matters is what happens when the very best go at it. If Max and Hero get nothing but 3-0s, 4-0s, 5-0s across the board over Cero, Raynor, Dark, and Solar, I'm like, well, that looks grim. All I've seen so far is a couple of nail-biting series that went to distance. Well, I mean, if Protoss is Imba, then I don't think that would settle anything, right, Scorpion? But the man doesn't want the smoke. The old man got hands. We have a bunch of links with Adreno Glance and +1 melee. Oh, I would never build a mothership Statfest. The last mothership I built was in 2014. I tried to turn somebody into content by recalling my army into his main. Then my mothership died before the recall went off. I've got a clip. That's the last mothership that I built. If you want to play a best of 5 or a best of 7, I'm not allowed to build a mothership. You're not hurting me, mate. I wasn't planning on building one anyway. Messes with my F2. Hydras and Lurkers are starting to batter down at this wall of cybernetic core falls, gateways fall. The mothership of NightPhoenix is on the way, but I'm afraid for the Ukrainian Protoss that by the time it's out, he is just too dead. Is this once more that Zerg hell? Or is this paradise for Mixu as he is about to win the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts main event? I am ready to call it. I know, Protoss good, win rates this, win rates that. Honestly, all I see is a bunch of lurkers ripping through all them zealots and stalkers, and Mixu has played an excellent series. Maybe took 24 minutes longer on ley lines to win than he had to, but other than that, I think Mixu played very, very well. NightPhoenix, this time just not quite as clean with the Phoenix. A couple of big misclicks. Obviously, even stuff like that Rico on the left side, leaving a bunch of stalkers behind. When you're playing against somebody that is your equal, whether it's the highest level or one level below, you know, all the small things do matter, and they start adding up. And Mixu, throughout, has just played a better series. The mothership is here, though. Guys, it's here. Drops the time warp. It's an absolute beast. But I agree, never. I never said anything otherwise. Guys, don't change my words. I think Protoss is strong. I think Protoss is competitive. I just don't think it is quite as bad as some people say, where everything is hell for the Zergs and Zergs can no longer do anything. All I see is a couple of excellent ZVPs, high level, slightly below the highest level. I've been entertained so far. This one goes in favor of the tiny Finnish phenom. That is Mixu. As he takes down a Protoss. NightPhoenix played really good in the first 2 games. Unfortunately, after that, wasn't quite able to keep up that performance. Mixu was good across the board. Well done, Mixu. Congratulations on the 150 buckies. And that is going to do it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and change. I'm going to go attend the tiny birthday party of my brother's wife. I hope it's still going. I hope I'm not too late. Mixu's excellent. Honestly, I think we had a great day of Starcraft, guys. And don't forget, tomorrow is going to be insane too. We've got Hero versus Max Packs. The Protoss will win. Then we've got Raynor versus Cero, where a Protoss will win now. It's probably a Zerg. And it's going to be really good. Big shout out to Basilisk for hosting another Big Brain Bouts. I hope you guys had fun. I tried to make it entertaining and have some jokes, have some humor. I think it was fun. At what time? Serious question. It's 1 p.m. CET. 7 a.m. on the East Coast, 4 a.m. on the West Coast, 1 a.m. for Athena in Hawaii. Wow, you guys really believe in Protoss. No, guys. No, guys. Not everything is hell. Congrats to the Mixu.